Hello, everyone. Welcome
Welcome
to
to Undressing.
Undressing. I'm Felicia Day.
I am Thomas Bridgerton Link.
If you didn't notice from the jagged edges of my nails, my kid did my nails. You can see that she's painted the outside of the nail as well. And I have an event tonight, and I was like, oh, paint my nails. So I'm going like this. Screw it.
What would you call that color? Is that like a peach? Peaches and cream Barbie.
Yeah, it is peaches and cream Barbie. Yeah. It was like LA Girl at Target because but they claim they don't have quite as many formaldehydes in it. I don't believe it, but they're fine. I might clean up just the skin part and maybe redo all of this, but who knows? I might not.
But your kid did the actual painting of the nail?
Yeah, she really wanted to paint my nails. So, it's beautiful. And then I have a wart under here that I have all this cream on to try. I'm just like made for the red carpet tonight, Tommy.
Ailment.
How are you doing?
Great. Just got some blood drawn. My cholesterol medication and my blood pressure medication is working. Ailments. That's right. My doctor I got a talking to last time.
Oh no.
Because I don't feel like I'm, terribly unhealthy, but the numbers have been a little high for the past, I don't know, year and a half, couple years. And I keep trying. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go. I'll try and just, be eating better and hardcore fitness. And then you go on a trip and you lose all momentum. Anyway, the doctor was like, look, I had someone who was doing the same thing and he just, like 50 and just died. And I'm like, okay,
what?
It's ready. It's time.
He just died.
He was like, yeah, it was
nuts.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? I don't why try and do it by myself when I can have assistance?
But wait, is it your cholesterol that's way too high, or is it your blood pressure? Like, what's happening with your body?
We're a little
going
high.
to die. Okay.
We're a little high.
Little high?
Like it was like it was time to start some medication because like the whole issue is it your fitness that's the problem or is it genetic? And so like if I'm in denial that it's genetic or that I think I'm being more fit than I am, so anyway, he just was like, he looked very sad and he was like, I had someone who was really trying to, was afraid to go on the medication and, was really trying to do it themselves and they passed away.
Oh my God. Listen,
so
that's really, I guess, a good doctor. He's scaring you straight.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
so
I mean, listen.
I did it. I'm doing it and we're trying it. And also it's not necessarily forever. So
yeah. I mean, you just have to get your body into a healthier place. Like I went so far overboard with the health stuff. And then, I mean, if you could look at my belly, I just ate a huge burrito, a breakfast burrito, but I would say that my baseline health is way better. I've been working out on my treadmill. I have a trainer come in twice a week. I've kind of sworn off a lot of sugar, a lot of gluten, a lot of dairy. And I need to eat more vegetables, but we can only do what we can do. I can't eat vegetables for the rest of my life. That is an unhappy world. And I kind of would rather die 2 years early, but I don't know. I don't know.
I gotta be eating more vegetables. Also, I everybody don't follow my path. You do you. Obviously, I'm buying into the pharmaceutical industrial complex, but it's a very low dosage. And I went back a month later and like
it's worked.
It worked. And I honestly feel better. So
good. Okay. And you think about dying every day now. That's great.
No, actually, I'm just very grateful. It's so I think I did need a talking.
Yeah, you
too, because it's just like I think also living in LA, we're very like we can get very influenced by the like, well, if you just drink your green juice every day and you do Pilates 6 times a week, you
Yes.
won't need that medication. But what if it is genetic and you still need it? So
My friend Ryko has horribly high cholesterol, and it's 100% genetic because he's super, super fit. And that's just what it is. I didn't start like Lexapro for so many years because I was afraid of brain meds. And my God, just 10 years earlier, it would be a world of difference in my life.
oh
So,
my gosh, how many
know.
more jobs would I have booked if I had been on Prozac so much earlier?
I mean, I would have booked a job because it's never happening again at this point. I did get good feedback on something, and I'm like, it doesn't matter to me. Just don't even give me any feedback. I either got hired.
Yeah.
It says yes or a no. I don't care anymore.
I gave the audition of a lifetime recently, and I never send the checking in email, but I was like, hey, I really nailed that one. Just curious if it's going any further. And then they were like, let us check. And that was almost a
No.
week and I was like, it's not happening.
No, never check.
But also
Ugh.
is everyone must like it must not things are must be real slow because I got an email from a PR company that was like, hey, we're big fans of yours. Are you repped by PR anywhere? We'd love to represent you. And I cannot wait to email them back because it is the place that I dated someone who worked there many years ago. And my manager this is how I met Allie and Sebastian. We all had the same manager, and it was on the same, they all shared a floor with the management company, and it did not end well with the manager, and it did not end well with that person I was dating at the PR company.
Oh,
But
no.
I can't wait to be like, oh, I know everything about all of this. And I appreciate that you reached out to me, but obviously I have nothing to publicize.
I mean, yeah, I stupidly, I hired a PR company last year for Third Eye, and it, for whatever reason, did not work out. And I have always resented paying for PR when it doesn't do anything. But at the same time, you got to give them the fuel, right? They got to have something to sell that anybody cares about. And the world is just too hard to get anything. Unless you're an A-list star, forget it. You're not doing anything.
But it's also a gamble because they're like, yeah, we think we can get you stuff, but there's no guarantee. And then they try, and then
they're like, we'll get you a New York Times feature, and you're like, and I got a blog, like,
and you
thanks.
got 3 podcast interviews, and you're like, thanks, I am behind schedule on my own podcast. I don't know if I want to do more.
No,
I have been
can't even
using
think
that.
back to it. It is not the best investment of money. And a lot of people will come to town. They'll be like, I'm going to spend $10,000 to $15,000 a month because PR is so expensive, you guys. It's a minimum of like $7,000 a month. That's what people on TV shows who get like magazine covers, that's what they pay someone. That's why you're not rich when you're on a series, because your like bottom line goes way up, unless you're
If you're trying to if you're new or you're trying to make a splash, you've got that one chance of that first season, because in case it gets canceled,
it's true.
Can I parlay this into other things? But do you think having a PR person could get you more I don't know,
free stuff and like events? I mean, there's always events happening, but I think since COVID, those gifting suites, like if I was spending that much money, which I just wouldn't unless I had maybe I could get an Emmy or something. You know what I'm saying? That's what you do it for. But
I will never go to a gifting suite again.
Why? I've never been. I've always wanted to go.
I did have a publicist decades ago, very briefly, and they got me into a few gifting suites, but then they would give you the tiered bracelets, and you go in, and I didn't know that there was levels. And so then you go to the free iPod place at the time, and you're like, oh, what's this? And they're like, we are demonstrating, showing off our iPod. And you're like, oh, is that do I get? And they're like, we're just demonstrating.
Oh my God.
And then you walk away, and then someone with a gold bracelet, they're like, here you go, take it back, take 2.
I've never encountered that, Tommy.
I know, it's just they really are making you aware of where you're at
Well, the
in
one
the
time
pecking
I
order
did
at all
well, that's the
times.
thing. I remember I got a free dress for the Streamy Awards 2011 or something crazy. And I worked so hard to get a free dress. I'm like, I'm nominated for 8 awards. It was like 2010 or something. And they were like, please, can I just get a free dress? And they finally, this PR person found me a free dress place. And I went in, and mind you, it's like April. They're like, you can pick from any of the racks in the back. They were all wool, Tommy. They were winter wool.
Oh,
And and they were like, you can't look at these racks with the actual current stuff. And I was so embarrassed to walk past the racks that they wouldn't let me. That was the last time I ever tried to get a free dress. I was like, nope,
and you're like,
I'll go to
so
Zara. Zara's great.
pretty.
Yes.
It's so pretty. Normalize just wearing an affordable dress that you like.
Yeah. I have to do a red carpet tonight, and I'm going to wear something that I got off a job, which is out of my price range, normal price range. And I'm going to feel fabulous, and I'm going to feel nice.
I
But if I
love
had to do it,
that. I
I
love
know.
that. Also, now they do tiered carpets, which is
What? Really?
stressful. Oh yeah, I experienced it because I guess I ended up on one of those like sometimes I get invited to these screenings, and um it was for Sarah Michelle Gellar's werewolf show that she did like a year and a half ago. But I knew what I was getting into at this one. And so like I knew I
Oh my
was with
God.
like the second tier. And so they're like, there will be a carpet available to you, but you see the like real carpet around the
Oh
corner
no.
with
Oh
like,
no, Tommy.
the big celebrities. And I was like, no, it's fine. And honestly, I get so anxious. I'd rather not. I don't even want to take a red
Oh, there's
carpet
nothing
photo.
worse than walking down a red carpet and nobody really wants to take a photo of you because they don't recognize you. And then all the press kind of like, as you walk down, they kind of like turn their head like, oh, what? What's up with there? Because they don't want to make eye contact with you because they don't want to interview you. It is the most
I
embarrassing.
look.
That happened to me with the Doctor Who premiere, which is fine. Like,
Oh,
I did the carpet and they were like, are you in the influencer list? And thank goodness somebody recognized me and like, there she is. No, she's not on it. And I was like, I don't care what list I'm on. I just came here to take a picture of a cool outfit. But then I walked past the press and I knew I wasn't doing press, but the awkwardness they got on their face trying to avoid my eye, thinking that I wanted to talk to them was just like, oh,
oh, you're like, don't worry, don't want to talk
I
to
don't
you
need
either.
you. Don't. I'm going to get sushi. Thank you. But yeah, it's very, very weird.
It's so funny. It's like you get to like you want to talk to them, and then you get to a point where they want to talk to you, and it's this sort of like symbiotic thing. And then you
Yeah.
sort of Kate Blanchett, and then you're like, nope, I don't have time, can't talk to you, don't want to
Yeah.
talk to you.
Yeah.
So
It's a
it's like
weird, yes.
you have to get to this weird sweet spot of you want to talk to them, and they want to talk to you. Entertainment news outlet,
Yeah. Boop, boop, boop. It's like maybe 2 days in your life, your career.
But I don't mind.
Wow.
I honestly just I just want to hand my phone to one of them and be like, oh, you don't have to use your camera. Just take it on mine because I'll post it to my IMDb.
Yeah,
And
because
I know my
all I
angles.
need is one good photo. I don't need your photo. I need a photo on my phone. So that's basically the second carpet is great because you really don't need
Yeah.
their carpet.
Honestly, I know where I'm at in the pecking order.
Yeah.
Don't
I'm
worry about
humble.
it. Okay,
Okay.
great.
It's time to get into the show, Tommy, because we are ending season 3 with this episode. Episode 8 of season 3 is the
Oh,
last of this season, and I'm excited. Do you
I'm
feel
excited.
accomplished?
I'm a little sad that it's over. I'm
Mhm.
excited that we finished something
It
and
always
did
feels
it.
surprising and good, you know?
We've accomplished it.
Yeah.
So I'm
What do you
excited to
Okay, so what we'll do
they could be
our
like,
take.
"What are you thankful for?"
What do you think with our now at the end of the episode, we're gonna say what we liked most about the season, all this stuff, that stuff. But let's get into the season itself because I have to say, I ripped the last episode a new butthole last time, and I felt a little bad, but I think it deserved it. This episode really brought it home, and I was very involved and touched in a lot of scenes, especially between moms and daughters, which I thought were beautifully written and beautifully acted.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like, yeah, they're like, we got to wrap this up.
We got to wrap it down,
resolve
but
it.
finally, yes. So
Oh,
basically, this episode is called Into the Light. And we open on a very awkward night after their wedding with Colin and Penn. Penn got the bedroom, and Colin is sleeping on like what looks to be the tiniest chaise lounge I've ever seen. Does he even fit on this thing, Tommy?
it's like the chaise lounge from your high school production of Hello Dolly. That's what he's sleeping on. Like, I have seen that chaise. I've sat on that chaise lounge. Like, they got it from the community theater next door. I could
They
tell.
were like, we need to somehow dress Penn's new house, which by the way, part of me is like, Penn's life has been taken over by the Bridgerton blue. And I'm like, Penn, can you not just keep a little bit of yourself in this house? Or did they just have the teal, modiste / home decorator
You know
come in and
what?
just swath it with aqua?
I hadn't thought about that. Like, when she leaves the orange and green color story behind, in for a more blues, violets, pinks of the Bridgerton family, as you can see here.
Mhm.
I don't. Is she losing? Was that who she was the whole time? Because she never really was a Featherington. Like, she never really fit into that thing. Was she becoming more herself, or is she in fact leaving some of herself behind?
I mean, I think the journey of this episode is her coming full circle. And if you in the epilogue episode, the scene at the very end of the episode, there seems to be a lot of color going on. I don't think that so maybe it's at this point she's now kind of in an awkward Bridgerton space. But yeah, I would have liked to see a little bit of green in there. I mean, have a little Pen in her house. That'd been nice because I mean, don't just have her give up everything and become her husband's color palette. That pisses me off. But a lot
Yeah.
of things about Colin pisses me off. Anyway, then Colin leaves in a huff, and then Cressida comes in and boom, blackmail. She's like, I know that you're whistled down, and give me 10,000 pounds or I'm gonna tell it. And she is dressed like it's almost like a bad gift Christmas Barbie. There's just a lot of crinkle.
Oh my God. I'm thinking of a very specific Barbie that had like a Christmas plaid skirt and like a long sleeved velvet top of her dress.
Yeah, there's a lot of I think they have a special edition Barbie a lot. And this one is just like 1950s called and they
Okay.
want their
Yeah.
large pressed pleats back. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
really large.
You're
But
right.
yeah,
Cowper is gonna Cowper.
get a
She's
cowper.
all I wrote for my opening note was Cowper. No, no.
Yeah, and it doesn't work out for her ultimately, but it does spur a really good amount of scenes. So anyway, after the credits, the mom walks in
Oh, by the
and
way, credits.
yeah.
The tree is back to normal.
Oh, I never noticed the credits.
I mean, it's
Oh.
weird that they play the credits once and then the rest of the credits are just like a 3-second credit. But like in a couple episodes ago, it was like a stormy tree. The tree looked like the Whomping Tree from Harry Potter.
Oh, I did not notice that, Tommy.
Yeah, yeah.
That's beautiful. So I guess they're kind of presaging that things are going to wrap up on a positive note, which we did not. I mean, I suspected at they're just going to get divorced and that will be the end of the season. No. Anyway, so mom finds out through Cressida that Penn is Lady Whistledown. And she's like, this is horrible. And I mean, rightly so. Penn said some terrible things about her family. And she's like, Colin can't know about this. And finally, Penn just stands up and says, I don't wish to lie anymore. And which is basically the theme of the episode of her coming clean to the world. We go to the Queen and Lady Danbury playing chess together. And the Queen is wearing what I like to call Regency Marilyn Monroe wig. It has a lot of dips and curls and
yeah, it's like ocean waves, and sort of side swoopy.
I liked it. It's kind of
Yeah.
conservative, but I liked it. And Danbury, their chemistry is so good, these two actors. She's like, are you going to, and Danbury's like, so what are you going to do after you find out Lydia Whistledown? Are you going to spoil the game? And so she's basically hinting that Whistledown is not really challenging the Queen. She's just kind of finding herself. And so the queen starts to think, maybe it won't be as fun without what's around. And maybe this person is a little bit more vulnerable than I thought. So I loved, there's a lot that is unspoken between these two actors, and I really, really love it. Then we have a scene of everyone promenading, and Penn's sisters are deciding to do a ball, and they're very unrealistic, and they don't want to go underground as pregnant, and they're going to give a huge ball. And what I love in this scene is that the Mondriches and a couple other people we know are just extras. And I would have been so pissed to have to go to set, get dressed and all that just to be a background extra, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah, I've done it. And it's not fun. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
actually the fun part is when the camera's pointing at me, and I get to say things, not where I've been established in the background and I'm stuck here.
Yeah, I was literally like, I rewound and I was like, is that the Mondriches? It looks like the Mondriches. I'm like, well, it could not be the Mondriches. It could be like doubles for the Mondriches, which is worse if it was actually the Mondriches.
But you know what? They got paid for the day. I take it all back.
You're right.
You're actually getting paid an additional day. So
no, okay, they're paid. Okay, well, they're probably on a anyway. We don't know. I don't know how British people get paid. I know they don't get paid as much as American actors, right? Like their union is lower rates.
Yeah, they get paid instead of getting paid per episode, they get paid per week of work.
Oh, like a soap opera.
Oh, I didn't know that's how they worked.
I think soap operas are on a weekly, yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Oh, that's so interesting. So even on Game of Thrones, they get paid weekly.
Although somebody said Bridgerton is a SAG contract.
Oh, really?
So I wonder if that makes sense because it's an American production company. But I thought that was the whole point of filming over there, was that you were not having to
pay as much.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, listen, none of us are getting residuals if it's on a streamer. Anyway, then we have a scene in a tea shop, and I cannot believe we haven't had more scenes in a tea shop because I love the set. I want to go there. It's so cute. It makes me want to go to England immediately and have a scone. And there's
it's no coincidence that my body was yearning as I was watching this episode. I was having a yearning to return to the British Isles, and I couldn't figure out why. I was like, is it just this episode? But then I realized it was when we watched this episode, it was like the last week of July, and that's usually when I go to the Fringe Festival.
Oh no, and you didn't go
Scotland,
this year.
And I didn't stop in London on the way. I didn't go this year, and so my body knew.
I know. I feel bad. Next year you'll go back. It's going to be amazing.
Knew it was the same time of year, but yeah, I'll go back soon. But yes, can we please go have tea somewhere in London? I'm ready.
Or maybe let's go here and then we'll just
look. I just saw a thing on Instagram for the Tam O'Shanter.
Oh, Tam O'Shanter's great. I love that place.
I've never been. Can you believe I've never been? And I just saw a whole Instagram advertisement from them advertising their afternoon tea, or you can do it.
You have to go. We have to go.
Brunch. Let's go. Okay,
let's go. I've been there and I had prime rib and it filled the whole plate. It was just like raw beef almost. And I was like, blah, blah. It's so ambient. And they did dancing. It was like, I went for some Robert Burns Day, and it was just the coolest experience. And it is so unique. And I was like, I'm in Los Angeles celebrating Scottish people. Let's do this.
Yeah. Is it Scottish themed?
I mean, at least Robert Burns is. Yeah. I mean, Tam O'Shanter's, I don't know. There's plaid everywhere.
An Irish thing. Oh, then maybe it sounds Scottish.
Oh, maybe it is Irish. I don't know.
We'll look it up.
Okay. Anyway, so Mama and Francesca and her fiance, who I always forget the name, they're like, Mama's like, I'm not hiding from the ton because the queen came in and told everybody that one of us is whistled down. We're not whistled down, and we're just doing this. And she feels, I love the way she's playing it because she's obviously nervous, but she's like, F it. And Francesca and her husband are planning to have a small wedding at the house before they leave for his mic drop estate in Scotland. Mom is not happy because I guess back then it took weeks to get there, you know?
It's a journey, right? And also it's really like, I'm pushing you away. I don't even want to be close to you, Mom.
I mean, yeah, it's her, and she's a good mom. She's a little she's a little overbearing sometimes, but I think in general she's a great mom. So it is like a blow to her.
But these two
And
are also very they're like
kind of
what's it?
antisocial.
Yeah,
Yeah.
antisocial. I was gonna say not recluse, but like what is it when you they're not extroverts. They both feel like introverts that found like a beautiful match for each other, you
Let
know?
me just, yes, it is. And let me just tell you, if I had to live back then and go to a ball and promenade every single day and change my outfit like 3 times a day, get me to the country, okay? Give me a goat and one outfit. That's
Oh
what
my
I
god,
would
it's
want.
the equivalent of being at the red carpet moment that we spoke of, where you have to
Exactly.
get you're going to premieres all the time to
Yes.
keep up
Yes.
the appearance.
I'm just telling you,
You could be a
100%.
modern day Francesca if you invested $7,000 a month.
All right, we go back. Oh boy. We go back to Colin, who is so bratty this episode. He gets way better, and I actually love him at the end of the episode, but he's still a little brat in the beginning, and he is broody, and Eloise comes in to talk about the queen, and then Penn comes in and reveals that she's Lady Cressida is blackmailing her about being Lady Whistledown. And Colin is the worst here because he's like, it's not up to you what we do. I'm going to take care of this. I'm going to talk to Cressida. And like Penn's going to use her money to pay. And he's like, no, I'm doing it. We're not paying. He's such a goober here, right?
Yeah, it's like obviously this gets addressed in the episode, but like she doesn't need a handler.
No.
She wants to handle it herself. You know, she's got money. Independent woman.
Yeah. So anyway, 100%.
I'm
So
not
we
into
go,
his moody, depressed vibe. I'm
well,
not into it.
I do like at the end of the episode, he admits to being kind of a jerk, but we haven't gotten there yet. So right now he's just, now we have, then Colin goes to Cressida's, but in between these two scenes, we have a very strange cut to in the dark of a threesome happening. And it's very short. No one's talking. It's just bodies kissing, laying on the bed. Listen, I want a whole 10 minutes of this, but and it's strangely dark. And
Well,
then I don't know.
thankfully it's dark because we've had too many broad daylight sexual scenes. I
It's
need
true. It's true.
mood lighting. So I appreciate that. But my question is, I think we see like 3 or 4 between these other scenes, we just see sex. We just
Yes.
see Benedict. Is this where he's having these are 3 ways, right?
Yeah. So he has 3 ways, like 3 times we cut to what looks to be
Are
the
these
same footage.
are
Same
these
footage.
but is it supposed to be different days? Or is
Yes.
this one extended? They've just been effing for just days. Just a bacchanal, what's
A
how do you say that?
bacchanal. A bacchanal.
Bacchanal, but is when you use it as an adjective, a bacchanalian resort, extended stay, all inclusive.
I agree. I agree. I don't understand. I should rewind and see if they're in different clothes each time. What it feels like to me is that they're cutting back to the same scene 3 times where people are making out with each other, but nobody talks. There's no like, hey, nice, I had a great day. How about you? Okay, let's get it on. Like, I don't, it's very out of context. And you're right. It feels like he just moved in to do a sandwich for 3 days straight. I don't know. I'm confused.
I mean, I'm really happy for him. I'm
I want
happy
this
that
to happen.
he's
I want it to keep going, but unfortunately it doesn't. Yeah, I'm happy for him too. But what do you feel? Like, is it complicated? Like, what do you feel about this situation?
um I just feel like a 3-way, it never ends happy for you. There's always it's no, I shouldn't say that because there's lots of what's the word? There's lots of currently modern day, we have lots of polyamorous relationships, and I'm sure they're very happy. But I think classically, three-ways end in disappointment.
Yeah, I think so. It's just not a good. Whatever, you do you. Make it work temporarily or permanently, but whatever. But I will say that he looks like he's having a great time.
Yeah, I'm happy for him.
They have heavy curtains there. I think it's just a day and night thing, and they're just kind of just getting it on, and good for them, okay? Anyway, we cut to Colin. We have Colin, I guess the next day, not sure, confronting Cressida, and he does the worst argument. I just don't understand it. Why did he think that this argument will work on her?
Because he's a man. He's a very simple man.
He tries to get her mercy, and then tries to explain how Penn is vulnerable, and then also your family will take care of you. Like, it's everything that's wrong.
Yeah, he was hoping that he would tap in her, like she would be a reasonable person, and he would tap into her sympathies, and she's like, no, I don't care.
She also calls him out that she thinks he's jealous of Whistledown because she's so well. Her books are sold so well, which she liked.
Oh, busted.
And I loved it. I was like, "Ooh, busted!
Busted, sir! No one's gonna want to read your dumb sailing excursion travel book."
Oh god, it's so bad. So anyway, he screws up so bad that she doubles the blackmail, and she wants Whistledown to try to clear up her name. So
that's right.
It's really bad. Briefly along the way in this episode, we kind of pop over to the sisters, Penn's sisters, who are having this ball. They don't have money, but one of them is obsessed with having bugs at the party, which is a little weird, but it doesn't ever stick so much that I was like, what's going on here? Anyway, they're having this ball. They try to get money from the mom, and the mom's like, I have no money. And Varley, their sort of housekeeper, is going to help them kind of make the ball what it can be on the budget. So anyway, we see them a couple times, but between some of the scenes, and I kind of like these sisters, and I know that this would be my casting, and I think they're having the most fun of anybody in the season, right?
I think so. And you genuinely feel that they're having fun with each other as actors. I don't know. It's just a very, you can feel the chemistry, and it's really fun to watch.
Yeah, and they don't have to be in a scene with 50,000 people all the time like the poor Bridgertons. I mean, guys, do you know how long it takes to shoot scenes with the more people in the scene, the more exponentially long it takes to shoot the scenes. So 2 people, it'll take a couple hours. 8 people, it's an all-day scene. And you're just doing the same thing, mostly just sitting there the whole time. It is mind-numbingly boring. So
think about this as a viewer. Anytime the camera cuts to a different thing, like this angle, like you're seeing that person, now you see that person, you see that person.
Yeah.
Every time you see a new angle, that's like a completely new.
It's like an hour.
2 hours to set up the lighting for that side, because right now, as you can't tell that there's craziness on the other side of my camera. There's lights, there's a bunch of plugs, everything's happening. So I can't just turn the camera around on that. You see all that. We have to move everything around. And so that's why when there's 8 people, there's so many different angles you have to get. And it just,
thank goodness Gregory only in wide shots this episode, okay? You should be happy with that.
Gregory.
He looks like he grew a foot between the last episode and this one. He's so much taller. It's like, ooh, children need to stop growing like that. Anyway, we have a small scene with Eloise and Penn that is actually nice together about why Eloise was friends with Cressida, and it turns out maybe she was a little spiteful toward Penn. And then Colin comes in and was like, guess what? I screwed it all up. She wants double now. And it's very annoying, and he's going to pay her off. And he's going to pay her off and lie to the rest of the family about why he needs the money. And so it's really a dumb move. He ruined everything. And he at least admits it. I'm sorry I made it all worse. And I'm like, yeah, you did. But I guess we'll figure this out. Penn will come in and clean up your problem. We have another 3-way.
He just made it so much harder for her. Oh, okay.
I know. But you know what? She would have
Uh,
come back for money. You never do blackmail because they'll just come back for money, right?
yeah, they would just, if you give into it, they'll just keep coming back for more.
Exactly. Bless you. Jesus.
Me. The Featherington. I just inhaled it. Had to sneeze.
We have another three-way scene in the dark. Don't know what day it is. They're just in there, half clothed, mostly clothed. Who knows? We get a lovely scene between Danbury and Mama about Francesca leaving and how upset she is, and we talk about Mama getting permission for dating Lord Anderson, and Danbury's like, "Well, it's okay," and she implies that she had an affair with Brother Bridgerton's dad. Is
Well,
that what happened?
do you remember in Queen Charlotte?
I
I
didn't watch
completely
Sweet Charlotte.
forgot. No, you didn't?
I haven't
I
seen
thought
it. We got to do it next.
we didn't cover it? Did we skip it?
No, no.
Oh, okay. So in Queen Charlotte, oh, just a little backstory. So obviously she got married to that horrible man. I can't
Yeah.
remember if it was after he died or while she was trapped in that marriage. She like befriended Mama Bridgerton's dad.
Mm-hmm.
What was Mama Bridgerton's original last name? I can't
I
remember
don't know. I don't.
who
I
that
didn't
lord is.
watch. I thought we were
So
going to do that next.
she ended up having an affair, and they would kind of meet at this like, because they accidentally like met on their sort of walks in the little countryside, and I think there
Uh-huh.
was like a little hut or like little cottage that they would meet up at, and it was like, I can't remember if it was a brief affair, but there was, and you'll see at the end of the episode, there's like a like a birthday hat that they sort of pan over to, and it was something that I think that's a gift from the dad, and like you see that she still has it at this
Oh, that's a
current time
great
period.
Easter egg. I did not know that.
But it was also the key. I think it's the reason that Mama Bridgerton ended up finding out as a young woman about the affair, was because she knew
Oh.
that that was a thing that her father had made, because I think he made them for her. This could all be a fever dream, but I think I'm remembering it sort of
Well,
correctly.
now I need to watch. I mean, I was thinking
But
maybe we should do Queen Charlotte after this.
it was like devastating and beautiful. Anyway,
Okay. All right. Well, listen, I will 100 because it's only like 4 episodes, right? Oh, it's 6 episodes
6,
anyway.
yeah.
Well, I want to dig into that. Anyway, okay, so we have that lovely scene, and we got to get Lanny Danbury's approval with dating her brother. Then we get another scene with the threesome after postcoital, and they're talking about how they would deal with the relationship in public. And we kind of get a hint that Tilly is not super happy with Benedict clearly being very excited about kissing Paul, maybe more than her. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm looking at my notes, and it says the camera's really giving male gaze. Was that this sex scene? Was it really covered in a way that was very like,
Yeah, she's in the background. She's totally in the background, and the Hawkeyes are in the front, and Benedict's in the middle, and he's like really enjoying himself. And I just wanted to see more of this, but you know what? They didn't give it to us, so fine. Tilly, just enjoy it while you have it, because it'll be over soon.
yeah.
We have a little awkwardness with Penn and Colin. Again, he won't sleep with her in the marriage bed. He's going on the baby chaise lounge. But then later, he sits down at his desk and he gets out a bunch of old pen letters that she sent him while he was on vacation or whatever he was doing, which is weird, but okay. I guess you have nothing else to do as an indolent rich man. So read some old letters, sir. Here's a good twist, which I thought was going to be a much bigger area. So we have Walter Dundas. Remember the lawyer who was basically investigating the Featherington money that Mama
Yeah.
had taken by shaking down the ton for that ruby mine thing? He's onto her. And he knows that her cover story about her aunt leaving the money is false, and he's going to report it to the authorities. So she's screwed. Penn hears and it's like, is this true? And they had this really lovely scene where both of them are sort of at their lowest point. And Penn says this wonderful thing about like, well, when the mom is like, I wonder what Lady Whistledown will write about my downfall. And then Penn says, Lady Whistledown will write whatever I want her to be. And it's like a beautiful moment. I loved it. It was like, finally, Penn, you're a badass again. Let's get on this train, you know?
Yeah. Also, she's wearing Mama Featherington she's wearing black to match the fireplace.
What was that?
It was kind of the first time we haven't seen her in a bright color. It's almost like she's in mourning, even though
That's very interesting.
like she's accepted defeat ahead of time.
That is very interesting. Okay. All right. I should really notice things when I'm watching the show.
But
anyway,
also this episode, it really is highlighting the struggle of women in this time period.
Yeah.
I mean, because so much of this is fantasy that we're getting on this show, right? But it really is showing you like the way, like they are part of this high society, so they're like, they're well off and blessed in many ways, but also they're having to, we talk about it so much, having to play within that system to try and get ahead and stay where they are and do things in such a harder way than a man would do. I just really liked how much spotlight they're putting on that.
I think it's the strongest part of the show is the female relationships, especially generationally, where women who are girls are turning into women and finding a new relationship with their mothers, and the universality of being a woman and how you might go get older, but just like the mama is like sort of nervous and kind of courting Lord Anderson, you always are the same person underneath. And I think having Lady Danbury and Lady Bridgerton there kind of reminding us, I guess in an Easter egg, that they were young and they had a history together that's very similar to what's going on with Eloise and Francesca. It's very generationally woman-centric, which I really love.
Yeah, and I feel like probably so many people can relate to that thing of like, well, my mother was really hard on me and I didn't get to grow up the way I wanted to, but then you see the reasons why. It's because like the mom was like doing everything she could to like survive and help the family survive. That whole it's all about generational trauma.
Trauma and generational healing, which I really love. All right. So then we have the wedding. Francesca has an absolutely gorgeous wedding dress on. I cannot tell you how gorgeous I love this dress. And we see a lovely scene with Francesca and her mom where the mom is like, I know your love is not like your father and my love, which is explosive, but you've made me appreciate that love can be something different. And again, just off the heels of another beautiful mother-daughter scene over across the street at the Featheringtons, we have a great moment with Francesca and her mom. And I literally cried when I watched these two scenes. It was really beautiful.
It's really sweet.
Yeah. Of course, the wedding is boring, but it's great.
It's a little boring, but notice that they had to get a special license to get married at home, which I thought was interesting. Like, I guess you were required to do it at the church. I mean, I guess we're still required to have someone who's an ordained officiant.
You could go down to the courthouse, but I think you get a permit.
Yeah, I guess you couldn't go to the courthouse in these days. You had to go to the church, or
you'd have to
get a license at home.
Well, do you have to get permission from the queen? I guess not. If you were landed, I don't know what the technical details are. Anyway, nobody cares about these people. They're boring. Yeah. Sorry. We love you, Francesca. You're very pretty, but you are a non-entity until we get your season. So it's the kids notice that after the wedding that the mom is flirting with Lord Anderson. There's a speech from the groom about the mom, not Francesca, which is okay. I would get pissed at that, but all right, whatever. And then Penn realizes she can't do this to the family that she loves. She takes Colin aside and is like, do not ask Benedict for this 20,000 pounds. I will take care of this. I just want you to love me. And she has this great speech about how she loves him and why. I don't need you to save me. I just need you to stand by me. And I love it. And finally, at the end, she's like, we got to take care of this secret. This is the time for Pen to shine, and I love it. I love it.
Yeah, she is nailing this performance, by the way, and I love everything she's saying.
Yep, 100%. So we cut to Pen on a mission. She goes to her old bedroom. She pulls up the floorboard. She gets a bunch of money out. She writes a letter to the queen. She writes a letter to Lady Bridgerton. And she gets money and gives it to Varley, the servant. And they kind of hint that maybe she's using her money to pay off Cressida, but we don't know. And we do get a scene with Cressida with this horrible aunt. And I don't know why they're making me feel sorry for Cressida, but I actually feel way sorrier for Cressida. She's a girl just trying to do what she can to not have her life ruined. And she's kind of awful, but I see why she's doing these things because her family is awful to her, or at least her dad is. So I don't know. I don't want to see this horrible aunt scene, but we do. And she is terrible.
Again, she's part of this, she's trying to survive in the system that's been put upon her.
Yep.
And it's just devastating to see that they want to send her off. Although I'm ready. I would love a Cressida Cowper spinoff, her getting sent to the country, or her using her stolen money to live in Italy.
I would love either one of those. Like somebody like that falling in love with like a minor earl who only has sheep. Sign me up for that romance because
yes.
I want to see it, and she could do it. She's an excellent.
Oh my God, she like falls for a farmhand.
I love it. Just give it to me. She would dress in reasonable clothing. It'd be great.
Yeah, she have to dress down.
Yeah. So then we cut to kind of our last Benedict scenes where
at this point I'm over all the effing.
I mean, I just want more graphic or stop, and we do stop.
I love that you want more graphic.
More graphic or just stop, and they do it. So Tilly's there. Benedict comes in, starts kissing her. He's super happy to be there. He asks, "Where's Paul? Should we invite someone else?" And he's like, he's into polyamory. And she's like, I kind of care about you. We really haven't seen them care about each other, but Tilly's got a crush, and he's like, no. And then
wanting
she's like,
to be exclusive. It's such a boner killer.
Killer.
No.
You're a widow. You're supposed to be loose and fancy free. So she's like, I have feelings for you. I don't want to share you. And Benedict's like, I am not there, lady. And she's like, bye.
But it's annoying because she kind of introduced him to the swinger lifestyle. And now he's like, I'm into it. Don't want to stop. But did he have a relationship last season where he was more into that person and they rejected him? I can't remember.
I can't really remember where Benedict was. He was really broody. Oh, remember he went to the maybe it was season 1, but he was with the artist group that was doing a bunch of
did he have a crush over there?
He was kind of startled at a guy being gay. I remember.
But was he hooking up with one lady? I can't remember.
Hooking up with one lady. I think he was. Oh, he was hooking up with the modiste, right? That was him, not Anthony. Really? It was it?
Was it?
Oh no. Okay. Modiste.
That actually makes sense. They've announced him as the focus for the next season.
I remember they had,
Oh, I hope he ends up with a modiste.
Yeah.
I want her to be in the show more.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, she's great. She got some real token scenes this season. Anyway, well, we'll figure it out. So we'll figure it out later, guys. Just know that we are upset that the threesome fell apart after 3 tiny cutscenes, but it'll be fine now. Tilly moved too fast, and Benedict's like, beep, beep, cut it off. And then but then remember that they used to have swing scenes all the time in season 1?
I missed their swing talks.
It was my favorite. I was like, oh, the swings again.
Why have we not had more swing talks this whole time?
I guess because Eloise has been not a focus and Benedict has not been either this season or last, I guess. I just missed the swing. I mean, Anthony was on a swing. Why don't they go swinging? He's been swinging a lot, and then he ends up on the swing.
Oh, I didn't even think about that metaphor. He stops one kind of swinging and goes back to the other kind of swinging.
Yeah. Okay, just for the record, Genevieve Delacroix does get into a relationship with Benedict. And they also introduce, I guess, another woman into the relationship. Is that what they're saying? Oh. At a party, they introduced Lucy Granville into the relationship and had a threesome. Okay, so he has a dirty, dirty pee-pee, okay? There's no possible way that he doesn't have syphilis.
Of the eyeball. Have you seen those billboards, Los Angeles?
All over LA. It's serious.
Who knew that it was such a problem? Also, it's a disturbing
image
AI depiction of ocular syphilis. And part of me thinks, yeah, if there ever was a job for AI to do, I guess let it be depicting ocular syphilis. Listen, but also,
I don't want to see real ocular syphilis.
Give that person who's got ocular syphilis, pay them for those photos that they took for the Mayo Clinic study. You know, I want that person who went through that journey to make some money.
Listen, I 100% agree with you. All right. Nobody should have. I auditioned one time for, what was it? Genital warts. And I had to say, I have genital warts. And I basically in the audition said, I don't have them though. And they were like, we don't care. So just know that if you saw an actor there.
Wow.
It was a dramatization, just like my acne on my latest Instagram.
Oh yeah, I saw that today. That was very cute.
Thank you. All right, let's wrap this up. So anyway, we have a nice scene with Eloise and Bridgerton, and Eloise kind of drops that she would love to see the world a little bit before she settles down, and that would be nice. So and I think that Benedict says a line that I think sets up the next season entirely. The next thing I learn might change me entirely. And that is a total setup for the next season. You can tell, right?
Yeah.
So ball time, the denouement of the season, the sisters enter their ball, and it is so much more amazing than they ever thought. Evidently, Penn paid for the ball and pretended that the mom did it.
So was that when she was giving the money to the maid?
Barley. Yep. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
And Penelope has so much makeup on her face. I don't understand why she has so much makeup in this scene.
It's so shimmery. It's so modern. It's completely anachronistic, but
she looks great.
Yeah.
And everybody's dresses are turquoise and bright and sparkly, and I love all of them so much. Everybody's dancing.
It turns into the ball of season, and that whole time she was talking about bugs, she meant butterflies, and poof, the place is filled with butterflies.
But then we have the whole thing with the queen entering, record scratch, and Penelope confessing that she's Lady Whistledown. And then, thank God, after the queen is like, you're okay, the ton is awkward, and then you're right, the bugs come out, and they were butterflies, and it's one of those beautiful scenes.
Oh, yeah, okay, they came out after the queen.
Yeah, you forgot the whole.
I skipped time. It's like the bugs are the important part. But like, I guess that's because I wrote down, that's it. That's the big resolution. It was like, she just confessed and then she was like, okay, bye.
I mean,
like
listen,
what really happened?
In reality, she would have been shunned, probably jailed. Her husband would have divorced her. She'd be on the street. All of the Featheringtons would have been ruined and turned to prostitution to be able to survive. Okay. That would probably be what in actuality would have happened. But in our fantasy scenario, her confession is so eloquently confessed that the queen is like, you know what? I kind of like what you do. Just be honest.
I like you, kid.
Yeah.
And so is that her saying, I gave you permission to continue writing? But then like, now that everyone knows who she is, she can't get intel.
I mean, she'll just have to be friends with servants, but also she's not going to be as nasty, right? Because she says, I'll stop being nasty, which is like, well, why would anyone want to read your rag if you're not nasty?
If you're just going from Us Weekly to People Magazine. Like,
I don't get it.
Boring.
I don't get it. You're right. I don't know. I don't know what to say. So anyway, she gets away with it. Danbury is like, I knew it was you. And I love that. And
Oh
there's a
yeah.
beautiful moment where one of the sisters said to the other who wanted the bugs, "You're a genius." And it's the sweetest moment. I love it so much. And everyone's dancing with butterflies. And Penn tells the mom, "Hey, guess what? I can give you all my money that I got from Whistledown. And you could tell that lawyer that's where you got the money now because I just came out as Whistledown. So that's why you have secret money. It's Whistledown money. And now there's no problem there. You get to keep the estate. You're not a grand felon, all that stuff." She got away with it. Then Colin and Penn have a beautiful, beautiful speech where Colin, for once, makes me love him a little bit. He's
Yeah.
like, he admits that he was jealous of her success. He admires her bravery. And they start dancing. And Mom and Lord Anderson dance. And Eloise and Francesca are over. And Eloise asks Francesca, "Can I go to Scotland with you?" Is she off the series too?
Does this mean we won't see her next season? I am furious.
I don't
Or
think
will
so.
we? And she's back and she's like, I got bored in Scotland.
I don't think so. Based on the epilogue that we see babies being born, that's like 8 months later. So
Oh, yeah. So if it's 8 months later, do we see her in that? I
we would
forgot.
at least, they could easily pick up the next season a year later. And then she's back, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. But if Eloise isn't there, I don't know what I'm going to do. Because she's my favorite. And I just want her to get the guy she deserves or be
But
snarky on the
like,
side
if
and
she's
more
not there, how
mature.
will we have like the voice of reason, you know?
Exactly. Exactly. I don't know, but we
And then,
have that. And then Francesca meets a woman she falls in love with, I guess. Is that it? What happened
wait,
there?
what? I forgot. She meets a woman.
So Francesca's husband introduces her to the cousin who's going to be their traveling companion, Michaela Sterling or Michaela Sterling.
Oh, okay. So I did read, I didn't read it. Somebody read it to me out loud, a little spoiler, which is
Yeah.
because we're like next season, we're going to see a different kind of three-way, like not a three-way, a love triangle.
Oh,
And
between
I didn't think I thought we're done with Francesca, but
no, she's coming back.
we're going to be seeing more from them.
Because I did a little spoiler too. That's her husband is not her love story.
We got some LGBTQ representation
But a lot of it,
next season.
because Benedict is going to be the love. They already announced Benedict's the love interest next season.
Yeah.
And they, I believe, have intimated that that is a gay relationship.
I won't even know what to do with myself. Do you think
I
he's
can't
gonna
wait.
hire a trainer as well? Is he gonna
Yes.
get real ripped?
The only person, I think he's the one guy I'm like, let's see more of the whole cast. I'm like, let's see more. Oh, Mondrich, I could see more of his body. We don't really get to see that. Ever since he was a
Yeah.
boxer, we haven't gotten Mondrich time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know, Tommy. What do you want to see?
I'm open to whatever. I'm open to a lot of things.
Okay. Well, evidently, so we have one last scene before the baby scene, which is the end of the season. We get a whistle down VO saying kind of goodbye, and we see Penn and Colin have very awkward sex and a little, I don't know what's going on there. They're moving very slowly. It's very strange.
Oh yeah, she's riding him while she's wearing her robe
It's just a lot.
in profile.
We didn't even get them having consummate romantic intercourse, which is very weird. But anyway, then we see Cressida being sent away. Then we see Eloise and Benedict talking and saying, Eloise, I'm going to be back in a year in time for Mom's masquerade ball. And that, spoiler alert, is where Benedict meets the love of his life in his story at a masquerade ball. And then Whistledown says goodbye. And Penn takes over during the babies. And I kind of am sad. Does Julie Andrews not have a job now?
I think Julie Andrews is unemployed.
Oh my God.
So what is it? She signs off. She's like, she basically says, Whistledown's gone, love and kisses,
Penelope
Penelope
Bridgerton.
Bridgerton.
I
So
was
now,
really upset.
but she's still calling it the Lady Whistledown Chronic. What is
No,
it?
but Lady Whistledown Papers. Yeah, so she's keeping her pseudonym, nom de plume.
As
And
the title.
and the other thing is that Colin finished his book, published it with the help, he says, of Penn. And I'm just happy that he was humble enough to get her help. And I'm sure it's awful.
Trash. The Colin Bridgerton's Travels by Colin Bridgerton, edited by Penelope Bridgerton, is a
I had a
one-star book.
croissant.
If it's lucky, trash. Throw that book in the garbage.
But he's a rich guy with nothing else to do because he has income from him being famous, like being landed. So he'll just keep writing. He's gonna have a salon.
If it was modern day, if it was modern day, he would be one of those people that bought all the copies to make it go to number one on the bestseller list.
Yes.
And no one's actually reading it.
No, it's a vanity book. And you know what? I don't want to demean Colin. If you want to write a book, you should write a book, and there's nothing wrong with self-publishing. There's nothing wrong. Colin just irritates me so much. I'm being mean. Okay. I still don't love him. I'm sorry. Penn's too good for him.
Too good. She's too good.
She's too good. Anyway, that's it. That's the season. That's the season.
I kind of wish it would have ended with her being like, you know what? I don't need you. I love myself.
I mean, he really screws up. Is she going to have to mop up his problems for the rest of their lives?
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
100%. I mean, in reality, obviously he's going to go travel more and have affairs, and I don't like it.
Oh, he's going to cheat on her big time. It's not horrible, but I do believe that. Like, I don't think
she
Anthony
takes a lover as well.
I do too. Okay, maybe they'll just agree to take lovers, and then they'll be best friends for the rest of their lives. I love that scenario. Okay, I think that's amazing. I can't see Anthony cheating on Kate. I can't see Daphne and her. We'll never see them again. But I've never seen Daphne and Bro. What's his name? Handsome man.
Yeah, where are they?
Well, Daphne came back season 2, but she was not there this season.
They didn't even come home for their brother's wedding.
2 of them.
Rude.
2.
Rude.
2 weddings.
I'm just gonna say they probably died of cholera. Or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, they're dead. There's no other explanation. They're dead. And we don't care. Anyway, there have to be. It's too many children. You can't keep that many series regulars on a string. All right. Well, thank you. Tommy, how would you rate this season?
I feel like it's like a like an 8.5, because I feel like we were really mad at it sometimes, but then it really redeemed itself, and in the end, it gave us what we wanted, which was conflict between the 2 lovers who we knew would end up together.
Yeah, I feel
like. What about you?
I feel like there were some strong episodes in the middle. I particularly loved like episode 3 and 4. I thought those were great. It got a little weak, in the back
balloon
half.
episode.
Okay, forget the balloon episode and episode 7 with me just hating Colin more than anything in the world.
Yeah.
But I really thought there were some great moments with a lot of characters. I think it was Colin I had an issue with. I don't know if they had great chemistry, to be honest with you. And I do feel like his character was kind of not redeemed enough for me not to be annoyed. I like the fact he was flawed, but he should have grown up a little more by the end, and he didn't. But I feel good, and I can't wait to see the next season because everybody was left in a really positive space. And I love the Featherington family coming together for the first time. That was one of my favorite parts.
Yeah, you're right. It makes me look. I'm looking forward to like what happens with those sisters. Wait, did they have babies as well? Did we
All
see
three of them
that?
have babies, and the only person who had a man or boy to be the heir was Penn.
Oh, okay. So she
So,
won. She won the challenge.
she won
Um,
the challenge, and
I
that baby was
really.
definitely conceived before the marriage. Okay, let's just be very clear about
Oh
that.
yeah, yeah.
That's a carriage baby, or no, a chaise lounge baby.
A
That's a
carrot
chaise lounge baby.
baby.
That's a
That's
chaise lounge
a
baby.
post finger blast baby.
No, because he didn't get in there in the carriage. It was the chaise lounge.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
chaise lounge baby.
Um, I think the the best part of the season was really getting to see Penelope and that actor Nicola just really shine and show
Yep.
us all her range. They've been building up to it for all these seasons. So I really love that we got to see her just nail her performance.
Yep. Also, Cressida was
Nailing
amazing this
her
season.
performance.
I want to
Mom-
see her spinoff. I want to see what she did there. I want to see what she's doing with her aunt. But we probably won't get it.
I look forward to more from Mama Bridgerton. I hope she really gets a love interest next season. That's my hope and wish.
Well, we'll be there. Now, what are we going to watch now, Tommy? What are we going to watch?
Some people have been suggesting the Dragon Show. Have you been watching that?
I have not, but I could. You guys, let us know online and we'll decide. I really do want to watch Queen Charlotte, but you already watched it. So
I watched it. I watched the House of the Dragon. Wait, did I
mm-hmm.
watch the final episode? I don't think I did. I can't remember now.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fun. A lot of wigs. Good and bad.
Yeah.
What about you? What do you think we should watch?
I don't know, man. I mean, Interview
Is
with
there
a
something
Vampire
new
would be
coming
fun.
out? Oh, Interview
Yeah.
with a Vampire.
I know. I don't know if there's anything new. Okay, we're going to do our research. You guys do some suggestions on my Discord, on Twitter, add us on maybe an undressing, whatever we post. And we'll see you in a couple weeks because, Tommy, you're going out to work, right? For a week or two?
Y'all be gone. So yeah, we'll take a little time off, and I'm just really proud of us for getting through it. Yay us. We accomplished a thing.
And
are you going on vacation somewhere? You going? No.
No, I have another my first convention of the year of the summer. I'm doing 2 in a row. I'm doing Fan Expo Toronto and Supernatural Austin. So, and then I don't have a lot of conventions this year. It's just 2 in a row for some reason. It's just timing. So,
well, go say hi to Felicia if you're in one of those places or nearby.
Please do. Okay, guys. See you later. Bye.
Thanks for listening. Oh, play the music, Tom.
Bye, everybody.
See you later.